We can look inside the plaba where they within the Interim Transitional Governance Committee, now the All People's Congress. And earlier we don't introduce we studio guest them. We get Abdul Kargbo Esquire, when a member na the publicity team, na the ITGC, and also we get Honorable Abdul Kargbo, member na the ITGC. Well, then in at the studio this morning for Conteh listeners and we viewers them na Facebook waiting exactly they happen na this 21-man committee, as if people can remember inside April this year Justice Fisher Bengi ruling for Seka case we been there before for Seka the All People's Congress APC party. Usai Alfred Conteh been carry the party. Some of the members them we been at the executive go courts. And instead of ruling, the one major thing we been accommodating that the party forgets our 21-man interim committee. We're going to take care of them party affairs them. So till the time we go then go forget convention and get new executive. Well, from that time day to now, different issues don't they happen within the committee itself. Also, we see the chairman and some members them not be done they see not be done they talk from one point. We see at a point, then we get allegations and say the committee this BNTM be lock the office before member them. Then say again disagreement between the chairman and the secretary. We made the chairman pull word say it don't sack the secretary to the committee, and so many other issues and they we don't they happen within this committee from where they set them up to now. We don't they get them at the studio for give updates on waiting and waiting then they do where people notice say the committee member them not they talk with one voice. Well, we still there at this stage, about few months to the elections, and the committee where they run the All People's Congress party until they get the convention, still not they talk with one voice. Firstly, let's just start with you, Abdul Kargbo Esquire, where a member na the publicity team of the APC. Like I don't tell listeners and the viewers in my Facebook, since April this body set up, the responsibility where the courts in judgments being given for on this committee run the affairs of the party until the time we wanna go get convention and get a new executive. Let people and just know for us waiting the committee don't they do for run the affairs of the party.
Thank you so much. Honestly, I want to tell the APC people out there that the committee don't do tremendously well, and honestly we did almost 85% to completion, and certainly we will reach we are supposed for reach, and we will get with National Delegates Conference, we will go elect with national officers, and we will get to flag bearer. However, not all people don't do it, but fundamentally and most importantly, and that the fact that rules for the lower level elections don't mature, they don't become law, and these are the rules we are going to go by, strictly saying so. And so I just feel say majority of the things that the ruling we achieve them, and we try for make sure say the ITGC sometime today or sometime tomorrow we meet again for make we see how best we can prepare how much we put in place for we membership, because the courts and PPRC equally don't give we the leverage again for make we open up the membership space so that we will accommodate new members. We want Canada party and show them waiting at the procedure and how much it will cost them for getting membership cards, and whether the focal people them or they put at the 16 electoral districts. So furthermore, we don't score so many goals. The ITGC is working, and we are making sure that the mandate where the court give us say law is ahead the activities of the party to National Delegate Conference with the Panduam and with the Guam, and nobody know the way back. So many people are not really going too bothered about the pettiness of some few people inside the ITGC. We settle and we settle ourselves. But what is very particular, what is very important, are the fact that the greater good the APC now hold to high esteem, and the APC interest now surpass any other person interest.
The APC interest surpass any other interest. Continue for the with you inside the program, Abdul Kargbo Esquire, and count another member of the Interim Transitional Governance Committee of the APC, winner Honorable Abdul Kargbo from constituency 059. Earlier we asked we other panelists about what make up of the work of the Interim Transitional Governance Committee of the APC. As a member, how you can describe in execution of a mandate since when come in?
Thank you very much. I think let me make some clarifications. in the last 2 days, I don't get series of calls from the public where they ask, hey, Honorable AKK, are you na citizen? Honorable AKK, are you na 2 mark? Honorable AKK, are you and first of all, my brother we see there, Abdul Kargbo Esquire, is not a member of the ITGC. He's never a member of the ITGC. He not ever attend a meeting of the ITGC. And he not ever, I doubt if you don't ever see a minute of the ITGC. And as a legal professional,
I think you don't have the moral rectitude.
Will they come to you just now?
Would they come to you? Okay.
I think
Now,
go to the subject matter. You don't
Esquire,
have the capacity to determine whether I'm a member of the ITGC or not.
Abdul Kargbo will come. Honorable, you the caution now. The caution now. Now the caution now, honorable. The caution now. Waiting at the
honorable and not to digress.
Honorable.
You don't have
Abdul Kargbo, would they come to you?
Please, would they come to you? Would they come to you?
But
you go
waiting at the
respond.
work
They come
to
to
the
you for
IGC.
response.
can
Will they come to you for
You have
response?
to understand. No, honorable. Honorable, you are not asked as to determining who is a member of the committee or not.
All right, we continue with the program Good Morning Salon. As today we get 2 members them now. The All People's Congress, the Interim Transitional Governance Committee, where we talk about issues them, where don't they come out from this committee, from where the Justice Edgar Fisher enrolling inside April for say them forget a 21-man committee as different challenge and concerns them don't they come from people them the party and self concerning the issues them within the membership of that 21-man committee. They before we get that short interruption, they will be talk to Honorable Abdul Kargbo, where they are in self na member na the ITGC. My colleague been ask you a question earlier for explain what you make up of the kind leadership we una na the committee don't give to the party from where they set up to now.
Let me go again, Usabide, and let the people and get a clear background. Yeah, we were 21 as a committee. This lawyer has never been a member of that committee.
So they can't. We are not talking about the membership. No, we are talking to. We are coming to the membership.
Honorable,
it is very
they can't talk about the membership.
It is very much
important. Legal capacity to even determine. You don't even know who are the position.
Just behave like a
lawyer. No, you have to behave as a
lawyer. That's important.
You have to behave.
Mr. Kamara, we will come to you just now. We will come to you just now.
Honorable, do you really understand the question that was posed to you?
We will come to you just now. We will come to you just now for response.
The question I asked you, Honorable, put an accurate, so you don't understand.
Please, Honorable.
As we look at the issue where they within the committee member them na the Interim Transitional Governance Committee na the All People's Congress come over to Honorable Abdul Kargbo. Before we can look at the disagreements where they be within the committee itself, we be earlier ask you waiting the committee member they don't do so far since April, where Justice Fisher been give a ruling we been say them for set up this committee. Waiting on I don't do so far.
First of all, the first thing the judge tell we for do is say within 14 days we for the body way now the ITGC for be composed, and in that 14 days there are 5 sets of groups that were mentioned by the chief justice, the judge. When I one, you see Alfred Conteh for appoint 9 people, and in the list of the 9 people he appoint Bumne, he appoint Ibrahim Bundu, he appoint Councillor Tasonko, he appoint Bintu Rabi, he appoint this young man Gadaf and Cherno and Insef. On the side of the Youth League, they appoint Pitoli. On the side of the Women's Congress, they appoint Tambaka. On the side of the diaspora, they appoint lawyer Hassan. And on the side of the legal team, we get Alfred. On the side of the MPs, I, Abdul Kargbo, Honorable Laimara, Honorable Aaron Aruna, Honorable Abdul Kargbo, Honorable Amadou Kanu, and Honorable Tom Toka. And all of the names I call when I'm members of the 21-man committee, there is nothing like Honorable ESQ Abdul Kargbo.
And there again you go wrong. this is exactly what.
So now, how we can describe the role of how we they describe now
not representing anybody in the committee.
Now,
the names in totality.
In part of
Lawyer Camara,
you cannot even complete.
Lawyer Camara, please, will they come to you?
I continue to tell you the list is endless.
Lawyer Camara, we will come to you for a response.
What exactly the composition of the 21-man committee?
Lawyer Camara, we will come to you for a response.
This is the position. However, again, so that will help you again this way. The question was.
I come over to Honorable Abdul Kamara, member of the Interim Transitional Governance Committee na the All People's Congress APC Party, and Aliawa be they introduce the program for begin talk to na concerns and only come na the public where una members them don't they show concern over we get for do with this 21-man committee. We don't see usai notice they come out na this committee, counter notice come out na this same committee, disagreement between membership na the committee, and the latest one where don't be sort of talk of the town na the sack way and say the chairman na the transitional committee don't sack in secretary, and this again we see another counter don't they come out say this not true. Let we look at the functions where the committee don't they do so far in terms of this disagreement. Honorable, waiting at the problem we make the 21-man committee not they speak with one voice.
Thank you very much. I will take me time additional for highlight some of the things that we don't achieve as a committee. After we form this group, we fish a bit for form within 14 days. We also get a mandate for set up the audit committee, and for get an audit firm for come and ensure say they audit the party. That was also done. We get a responsibility for form committees. Interestingly, the Honorable Abdul Kargbo was elected as the head of secretariat. He was not elected as a member of a committee. That's a distinct different way we need to understand that. It was not elected as a member of a committee.
That's in a secretary to the committee.
No, it was elected as head of the secretariat. Not
head of the secretariat.
Thank you.
Okay.
So after that one day, we began for elect other committees and subcommittees. We get the secretariat committee, which is different from the committee, from the secretariat. We also get the PR and the PR committee, the organizing committee, and other committees set. We also reach a point where we appoint. I don't talk about the audit firm. We also get a structure where we get for put ourselves together for ensuring we do the rules. We do the rules. And every other thing we get for the under the rules. We also get other people them we will be come up with, like we be part of COP. APC is part of COP. The people who meet in our COP, we also take a resolution. Kaba and the others will still remain at COP. The other who meets in our neck, we also take a resolution, say Richard Conteh and in team for stealing our neck for representatory. We take series of decisions and we are peaceful and we are calm. We work together as a team. We had no misunderstanding. We had no troubles at all.
How long this peaceful working relationship?
In fact,
within
up to July, when we look at the rules. In fact, interestingly, when we look at the rules, we will be inside the committee. We are not members of the committee. It was fun. It was when I play with the play. We can't say, hey no, chairman, I need to buy food today. He buy food for all man in the house. Who serve, who save, who eat. My lawyer not be this, so you know we understand some of them here. So we go buy food, we go share, we go eat together, and today we can say no, Abdul Kargbo na go buy food. We dey buy food.
But the disagreements.
Let me come. Why
these disagreements coming?
That's where I want to land. Why we at the time for talk about how come we were in the room. Now for people not think say when we go to the room there was this from the one there was this division of 10, 11, 14, so 13. No, we were calm. If I want me to do the rules. There were times where, like me personally, be saying, 1 billion I want the presidential candidates pay. Alfred, he said, no, Monday boko. One not go make a 100, one not go make a 25,000. We make fun over that one day. Till we don't. In fact, we never voted in that room. Say 11 or 9 versus 12. We were so united in the room. What's the problem begin? There was one day where the chairman came and they begin to talk about we need to forget interim chairman at the district. We say no, according to this ruling, what we get. Not only the chairman, them pull. but every other person remained intact. There was nothing like removing this or that one day. We say, so therefore, since we don't do the rules, we only wait for procedure for going to convention. Can we maintain the structures we have quietly and going into elections? That was so peaceful. He said no, so we get back and forth at that position. Say, who's how we end up? We can't end up at a point where we say, okay, let we cease meetings until we go for the Samara Bendugu elections. After the Samara Bendugu elections, we came back and we can't meet up the electoral act. So the electoral bill the day before in a parliament, we talked to the committee, said this is as important as the existence of the APC party. So therefore, now we all go, we follow up on waiting the happen. So we all begin go parliament, say, so we shock and we dismay. The very day we forget a meeting, like we I listen to Bintu Rabi try to explain. The very day we forget the meeting, we for vote in the parliament, 10 o'clock. At the same 10 o'clock, Alfred Conteh called meeting for the very first time in the history of the ITGC. That the first time where Alfred Conteh called a meeting of the 21-man committee. He has never ever in practice called for any meeting. And they discussed with the secretary called for the meeting. But this one, he can at the group and say, we forget meeting.
Now, according to the rules, who therefore called meeting?
Okay. In the rules, it is not stated who therefore called meeting, but in any organization, even the social club, it is the chairman and the secretary they come together and call for meeting. And in the ITGC, the principal practice is that always the secretary they call meeting after longer consultation with the chairman. But in this one, the chairman sent a notice say we forget meeting at the group, and we also say, Mr. Chairman, we are going to vote tomorrow. Let us not get this meeting. In fact, he never responded, and they went to get the meeting. And in that meeting, he said he don't get district chairman. The ITGC rules, the rules to establish the ITGC are very, very clear. It say for the sake of unity, we will always get a simple majority of the 21. And simple majority of the 21 presupposes say now a situation where you need to get at least minimum of 11. I will tell you why the judge, in my own wisdom, why the judge be thinking say now 21 we 11 will be need. Because none of the parties by himself no able to get 11. Alfred Conteh in team now 9. The MPs now 8. The non-MPs who represent the party now 4. So meaning if we the MP they want to take a decision, we need somebody from either Alfred Conteh or the non-MPs. If Alfred Conteh want to take a decision, he need either an MP or the non-MPs.
So from your explanation, now this meeting where the chairman begin call on his own, now him bring come the division with
when he begin call meetings and begin take decisions of the ITGC by himself. Because even at the time when it takes some of the decision where they say there are 9, the 2 people that always not be the attend, and Honorable Mami Fraser always be the out of the jurisdiction of Sierra Leone. So meaning it was always 6, of which the chairman plus 5. And according to the simple rules of the WhatsApp, and not get right for call a meeting where they below the minimum of 11. And this was made very clear when we go to court again. But I also want to emphasize say I find that very difficult and it's strenuous because some of them tell what they explain. Now the first thing today for me brother na when a lawyer he's a good
continue for the with
but it's not a member of this committee. That's the bottom line.
Honorable Abdul Kargbo,
it's not state and the bottom line dandy.
Now the studio we will come back to you shortly.
Inside the program, we come to other studio guest, we na Abdul Kargbo Esquire. As you don't get from my colleague earlier, the question we ask the plenty disagreements na the interim transitional governance committee of the APC now one way concern members of the parties and followers. Why so much draw in the leadership we then set up for leader party to convention?
Let we go to the judgment of Justice Aaron Fisher. Let we see paragraph 90, 10, subparagraph 11. Subparagraph ready, I will read them for you, Sissima. It said the second defendant shall vacate the office of the Secretary General and hand over the Secretariat, including but not limited, to a detailed handing over note, bank statement, bank account information, membership documents, and all offices of the secretariat to the chairman. Underline it. This is clearly in this ruling. Get and clear. This na law. But I really define and difficult.
So basically,
I'm making a very sound premise here. This is law. Any attempt to go contrary to this is contempt. This na law. Now, therefore, the judge was so clear. He not tell you say the secretariat and everything go over to Abdul Kargbo. He make it clear na the ruling. Listen, he said, and all offices of the secretariat to the chairman of the ITGC at 10 a.m. on Friday, the 13th day of May 2022.
So what you think say this draw the common at the transition?
We will never allow any self-styled secretary general in the ITGC. We will never allow anybody for usurp the APC and feel say na papa get out, na mama get out, or this APC na family property.
Please,
I am coming.
No, please. So basically, this is radio.
Yes.
The language make you.
No, when I say mama and papa is
I understand your points, but let's
When I say mama and papa is like person or something. You understand? This APC is for all of us. It's not the Chosen People's Congress. It's the All People's Congress. And so therefore, the judge was so careful. Because say this 21-man committee I don't make so, I am going to provide this committee with a leadership. And the leadership was vested in the chairman.
So I think the problem there.
We said the problem can emanate. We only had a recorder. Understand the differences between a recorder and a secretary. The first recorder of this particular meetings was Gaddafi. Subsequently, as he began, the committee started very well. But he might be constrained because when they go to the committee, they went with a cabal system. And which is very clear here is this. Honorable here sitting, who happens to be my blood brother or my brother, was somebody who was appointed by Honorable Cherry Coco, who is the opposition leader in parliament. And so therefore, let us understand the basics. Honorable Cherry Coco, everybody known as Salon, would have Honorable Cherry Coco the support. Because it's a public secret. Therefore, any other person where Honorable Cherry Coco the handpick for council and the 21-man committee will be somebody with the following ideas. And so these guys came to the 21-man committee with a whole notion, setting that this is how we go. We're not going to make the party available and open to everybody. And so the crack in the APC began the 21-man committee where we wanted to open the political participation space.
So is
and so therefore, let me take you somewhere. The judge further say in paragraph 90:10, rule 4, sub-rule 4, it said, the ITGC shall resolve all unresolved membership disputes within the party prior to the National Delegates Conference in accordance with Article 10 of the 2022 Constitution. Let us understand some basics here. Does it mean that opening the political participation in the APC was going to lead us to rancor? Does it mean that allowing people who has gone out of the party to come was going to be chaotic?
So sacking the chairman or the secretary general rather of the interim transitional governance, is it part of the power of the chair?
Yes.
From the judgment?
Yes.
Who said
that is why I told you. The ITGC, go to paragraph 90:10. It will tell you that the ITGC shall be responsible to manage the activities of the party from now till the National Delegates Conference. And the question you ask yourself, who is the head of the ITGC? Is the chairman. He is provided for him by this law to man the affairs of the party since that inception of that committee till the National Delegates Conference.
We talk to you, Abdul Kamara, where they represent the interim team as per the invitation where the democracy sent to the interim communications team through Reverend Suleiman Bomne. Today, in the program, we look at the issue we don't do within the committee, when at the 21-man committee at the All People's Congress. So as you be don't explain and we don't listen to Honorable Abdul Kamara as to when the misunderstanding within members of the party been starts. Waiting as chairman of the party, waiting the chairman been do within this committee, that time where this misunderstanding starts between the member them, waiting the chairman do for put the house in order.
We get several letters of correspondence that we send to the judge and to the opposition leader in our parliament. We get so many of them for bringing them to attention. Say we don't call close to 9 meetings as of date, and the members of parliament who is sent at the 21-man committee not they attend meetings. simply because they have divided themselves along certain cabal. And so therefore, we they tell us that in the interest of the party, let us come together. Let us work with cohesion so that the people that out there want this representation where the people they want. He took his quiet moment, he called Abdul Conteh, moral guarantors within the party, very senior party people. So tell them, hey, guys, the courts don't give we mandate, say, let we resolve all unresolved membership disputes. Let we settle, let we open up membership space. Let we allow more people for Canada the party. But hey, these decisions can only be done if we all can sit down together in a round table. We agree and disagree and move around. But these guys, we aren't coming.
Now, you mentioned, say, the MPs and not been they attend, and where Honorable AKK been making points earlier, say, the time we then get sitting at that time at the call meeting,
correct,
would have been taken time into consideration
in fact,
during the meetings.
That meeting where will be the debates, the bill, the 2022 public elections bill, that was indeed a time we call a meeting. But because they communicate same to we say, they cannot attend that meeting because they have equally important issues to address and we border around the party and by extension the nation. We cancel the meeting. The meeting didn't continue at all. So for make me brother Sidonaya say that was the time where he called meeting and they take decisions or make them make interim leaders, that is not correct. It is malicious. That man not going to be able to sit down and think and in reason and all of we they around say members of parliament say no day they will go take meeting, will go continue for do any decision of such. So that meeting was cancelled. Okay. It didn't hold. And so further to that one, subsequent meetings were communicated. It is always the rules of procedure is this. Let us understand. First and foremost, we then accord for contempt actions. The judge maker very clearly ask questions. When we form the 21-man committee, do you have any rules of procedure for the conduct of the activities of the 21-man committee? There were no rules of procedure. And so therefore, the chairman said, wait, if there are no rules of procedure, let us understand this reality. Now, I will always be communicating to the secretary as to convening meetings. This is just the basic practical way of doing things for any organization. The chairman communicates to the secretary to convene meetings. But if time reach now at the party, if the chairman they call Abdul Kargbo, they pick up.
Okay.
Abdul Kargbo go, he take the party in membership card, the machine, and so other things that are the secretary, he take it out of the party. The chairman call and say, he lock the party office.
We go come back to you for continue for the between at the program. Abdul Karim Kamara Esquire. We come over to Honorable Abdul Karim Kamara, Member of Parliament. He then at the in-scheme committee now this morning, he represents them. You know, one member at the committee, and as we continue to discuss this issue, one thing we don't come out clear from on our membership and on our supporters, and the question when they ask how serious is the APC, because we get a few months to the elections and up till now, the committee where they lead the party to convention, on our still they get disarray way and disagreements them way not good for the outcome for on our membership. How serious you go say una the committee day ahead of the elections at this stage?
Thank you very much. You know, I keep for laugh when I listen to me, brother. But when you ask this kind of serious question, I want to say, interestingly, it is not the noise in the kitchen that determine the taste of the soup. We are composed as a party. And we are not doing ourselves. We are doing what the rules of the judge says and what are the regulations of the PPRC. We don't come out now and we follow them stick to senso. But before that, let me clarify some of the things that my brother to ever say. You know, and now I begin to understand why Boomne said my brother is somebody with high integrity when it comes to in profession and in upbringing, being a member of the Liberals Club. But I think the Senate today for more the integrity of which I go up for uphold. One of the interesting things when you talk about resolving membership, if I had to fall, I think I worry them, but ain't get a better legal understanding of them. But let me read for the edification of the public. They say resolving all unresolved membership disputes within the party prior to the National Delegates Conference in accordance with Article 10 of the 2022 Constitution and ensuring that those membership disputes that are required to be dealt with at National Delegates Conference pursuant to Article 13F and G of the 2022 Constitution are resolved at the conference by its inclusion on the agenda. So when you go to the constitution, where you know, they tell me they do this constitution, they tell me they do all of them. Say, I'm brother be the struggle in law school. So it'll be the part of the.
So how under the committee they resolve disputes where under the fair to assess.
No wait. I want to explain. I want to explain. The interesting thing is now two types of membership day. We get people who are members of the party, where we don't say as far as Napayans and are leaders of this party, they will not pay dues. The constitution address that one day. Those are internal. So Mondays run an OCC and they take part again at APC. Those are internal. So man, we don't begin by form, then they process in form and not get a membership. Those are internal. We can resolve those ones as a committee. But the one we get for do with expulsion, the one we get for do with demand on come, we don't go form other party. The one we get for do with demand on go contest now other party. That is an external. We get plenty of that one day in Akambia district, for example. In that one day, the judge say all we need for do is now for just put an agenda, because if na convention pull you according to the constitution of the APC, where if I when we did a McKinney, we put them up. Say the convention will go pull you, then NAC can state you. Now convention for itself again. The judge so clear. He said all we need for do as ITGC now for put on the committee. When you talk about the powers of the chairman, I find them very difficult to understand. And my legal brother for not read the rules and say in this section of the rules, the judge talk about the powers of the chairman. He say the chairman, they will hand over everything to the chairman. Why is he a chairman? Because there is a committee. If they say for Mabel Kaba the keys of 98.1 for let head the committee, meaning if I receive them on behalf of the committee. Now I understand why will be the struggle with certain information. Say for example, the event where they hand over to the chairman, the bank account where they hand over to the chairman, we not ever present them to the committee. Rather, what do they see? They devote their information and they secretly to other people and for kind of social media for bash at people. So let me land. You give me enough time. Land small, please. Except if you want to make a one.
I'm not asking any question.
Okay. So we go now to the other way, very, very interesting. It also try for mention about the powers of this chairman, the chairman. You know, this policy of assertion, not left in our college. What kind of public? Let we behave as how people want we for behave. We na the good of the party.
I think stop attacking me personally.
Honorable, no reference.
But you continue doing it with
Honorable,
how can't you just be a
Honorable? Please, the reference in minimize.
I know you twice.
Okay.
Now, lawyer, would they come to Honorable? Honorable, earlier you make mention of the internal issues of the party and also external issues. And before this time, we see the chairman being reinstated, the Chief Samusmana, and we see another counter press release come out again, where from that end day, we don't see plenty Alalana, the interim party. Is it that the flag bearership of the APC get impact on the work of this committee, we don't lead to the plenty alala them?
I will quote waiting I listened to yesterday from one of the members them na the committee when I been to Rabbi when Alfred Peter Conteh appoint him. He say them within a one meeting where Akawina also a member of the committee say if we count Samsumana, it will count boku money for we. He say and that very even 10 day they can give them 100 million. They will Alfred appoint. He said, what they shape the money, they not give him. Because they not believe, say, because intelligence say not to sow the ruling, say. And in that the meeting, they also say, already Alfred say, I can just write a letter, we reinstate him. But when I read the section we talk about resolving membership issues, I tell you, say, the judge talk about one membership issue, he talk, say, all we need for doing now for put on an agenda, then we go discuss them at the National Delegates Conference. Let me make this point very clear. And I think nowadays people like Bumne and the chairman, they get them very wrong. Like Bumne has never been an active politician. You understand? The chairman does not understand the local politics here. He don't do America all this while with all due respect to him. So he don't even understand the importance and the political capital of the former vice president. We understand him fully well. And if you say, do you want Sam Smana to come tomorrow? I'll say today. Where is the difference? The difference is, not forgetting we spent 3-4 years in a court, you understand, over issues of constitutional abrogations, over issues where for do with selections, over issues where they say then do appointments. If that's what took us to court for 3 years, if you go here and state the former vice president without due cause to the constitution, without due cause to the rulings of Fisher, it means that you also they open other litigations. You understand? Opportunities for people.
Honorable.
And if Alfred Peter Conteh can take us to court as a person, I also want you understand, say, there are many other Sierra Leoneans. In fact, with the PPRC Act now, you don't need to be a member of a political party to take that political party to court and then go against their own constitution. Therefore, as a committee, we know how to be guided for ensure, say, anything we go open yard road for anybody for the we own party for law not contest in 2023 before avoid them. Again, he is also talking about the self-styled Secretary General. It's not a Secretary General, it's a Secretary of the ITGC. And now, this is somebody with high moral repute. Is somebody who is not just an engineer by practice, is also a master's holder in public administration. And I want person where now one person where Sierra Leoneans are all at high esteem. So when you mention the name Honorable Abdul Kargbo, waiting they follow in the minds of Sierra Leoneans, now respect and somebody with high integrity.
And in all of this,
do you allow maintain that one?
In all of this, Honorable AKK, one concern we don't come from all on our explanation this morning, and also waiting don't they happen na the committee seem like say personal interest them where people get in terms of on a leadership for the flag bearer position, same for the influence some of the decisions and the disputes and where they within the committee. Also, una the member them na the committee they draw the line for no say beyond una leadership faith way una one for everybody one get somebody where he wants for be the flag bearer. Also, una draw the line for say una membership na the center and all of this una supporter them. Now then at the center and all of this. Also now they draw the line from on a personal interest and that of the general membership.
I think Honorable Abdul Kamara, we see there and one person we not like forget internal rancor debates. Like my brother we don't meet up long ago. Why the reference they look the vex, but we don't come off far. Men don't meet up.
So also now they draw the line.
Not just come. And no, I am a fierce debater when it comes to national issues. Then say I already discuss the issue of the cost of living, the economic hardship on the people. As a political party, we work out alternative policies and programs for Sierra Leoneans. As an opposition party, we talk about issues where they affect the ordinary people, the salary and wages where they very low. But this is where we are. We are not caught by influences of presidential candidates. No way. I'll say that with
there is a way I ask you that. If I ask you Naya, who that you want for be the next flag bearer, I go different from the one we go come out from the Alfred Peter Conteh angle.
No, I will tell you, say if you ask me now and you ask AKK knows that I mean a wala be flag bearer, and that will get a very good. So if you ask who that wala be flag bearer, I am qualified. I'm 40 and above.
So this thing,
but I don't go that intention day na the 21-man committee. Let's say this: the 21-man committee na the gatekeeper na the goalkeeper of the APC, and as it is so now. If we do anything where they left room for litigations, he's a legal person. He needs to understand this. That what do we defect for? What do we hold at high esteem? What do we believe in? Remember, say, out of the 21, 14 people believe, say, the steps for the chairman they take. We are not against the chairman. No way. We are not against his actions in progressing the party. No way. What we do against is, let us go according to the rules. In fact, on most occasions, when they get issues where they go contrary to the progress of the party, we all advise ourselves now in the room with phone say, okay, now we go, if now quietly say, no, go meet the judge, let's explain to we this part. We say, no, we understand.
So quickly,
so the situation we get as a party, not get nothing for do it, not get nothing for do with the personality of other one contest election, other the contest election. No, that's not what
okay, quickly, before the council, Lawyer Kamara, with your conscience, you think say una don't serve the purpose where they appoint una for since April to now?
In fact, from when they appointed from April to now, all the decisions where they are the ruling official, we don't achieve them with smiles, fun, and play.
All right.
The only decision we left for we now for go lower level elections. Let Abdul show any decision where Fisher say una do this. When a mandatory, we don't achieve we want the employer unions back. Who do the rules were difficult for do? We laugh about them.
All right, continue for the within at the studio. Honorable Abdul Karim Kamara, we will come back to you just now.
Let we look at in all of these, what thing you think say na the way forward na this transitional committee, because when they represent members of the All People's Congress Party and when they in the leadership now for lead them to Congress and to the 2023 election.
So you see, there will go again. That was why I believe say when certain questions in the post to this, I'm not able to get time again for answering about, because when you come now other questions they can ask me. So an attempt for make her correct some of the things that we don't say would delay me in totality. But however, Honorable Abdul Karim Kamara, me and you don't come up far, and you know who that may be. Anybody who sabi me say me, I know they serve two masters. Me na one master they serve, and that's God Almighty. Honorable, I dey ask am for make you read for me the judge. You see this judgment who are also these are Sabian offhand. I take my time, I read them with all in care. If Honorable take in time, he read paragraph 59 of this judgment and paragraph 60, he goes sit down and confess, say indeed, what they do at the ITGC, it really don't deceive the interests of the people and we all they represent and the ITGC and the APC. Because waiting fundamental are the fact that we need to put the interests of the people first as against any other sentiment who will know us. Me, I know they serve Alfred Conteh. What I hold first is the APC. And it is the good of the APC at the pursuit of the latter. Paragraph 59 say, make I read them quick. It said, on the issue of unresolved membership, it said, I did order the third defendant. Listen, that the judge now they say so. No, not so Alfred Conteh the talk, the judge now they say. He said, I did order the third defendant and third defendant at the APC party to deal with all unresolved membership issues at the Emergency National Delegate Conference. This they failed to do in contempt of the orders of this court.
So the issue now, they said delegates conference and we see the statement.
The emergency, listen what I read. Listen, I say, the judge say, I did order that the third defendant deal with all unresolved membership issues at the Emergency National Delegate Conference. This they call it for they talk about the time will go for out of this new constitution.
So now during the term that way we have been rested some manner.
All this there. You understand? For loss of all that thing there. They don't do it. Let me the judge go forward. I say, he said, I had cause to order that they go back and make a determination as to how they intend to deal with this issue, following on from which a press release was issued by the second defendant, Ambassador Yansane, alluding to the fact that unresolved membership issues will be dealt with at the next National Delegate Conference.
Thank you.
You get that now clear? So this is telling you that it was a deliberate and a calculated attempt for make them still continue for drag. This is wait, my brother, please allow me, let me land. It is a sound premise I don't build for my land.
Have you seen that me?
You understand? Now, this thing that we don't give you say solve this thing, solve this thing, solve this thing. Because the judge in wisdom and in reason know for say, if this thing left unresolved, it is going to lead us where we are today. In the wisdom of the 21-man committee now led by Alfred Conteh, he said this mistake where them people that we don't do today, we're not ready for do it again. What will they do now? The judge don't further instruct we say, they will resolve all unresolved membership issues in accordance with Article 10 of this Constitution. So what did they try to say? What we need to do now? Everybody will be done vex, calm. Everybody will be done driving at the party, calm. But however, the judge further instruct we say, when will they go down at the National Delegate Conference, we will put on the agenda. You understand? You understand?
But wait, I want to make something clear. We will not get better time now the program
again.
That's
what I was saying.
We will not get better time now.
I am not being constrained.
Well,
because I need the opportunity for unearth so many things here, unravel so many contentious issues. Now the point is, now when we don't resolve all this issue, we just need for put on at the National Delegates Conference. Like when I was the president of Fabric College National Union of APC students, who go be to Mani or go pull some Sumana, where they say all the one when they against some Sumana on the no pull on the party pull. So equally, we'll go at the delegate conference. All the one that we don't do at the party today, they all don't come. It didn't have the agenda. It's resolved. But how can we do that? We have to start the primary steps now, so that the finished step will be at the National Delegates Conference.
So for
therefore, you need to start somewhere. That was why when this whole thing came about, as I tell Honorable, now man, where I get so much integrity for, but I don't know why this integrity don't fade away so quick.
So
I don't know why it don't fade away so quick.
So from all
because I know
happened,
to come out from the days you were struggling at Milty Magai, I understand you as a passionate young man. We're so hell-bent on making sure that he rectify such anomalies in society. But now it is that indeed, so things don't go away just within the twinkle of an eye.
So at this stage, what you go recommend? Say go bring solution, because if the committee not there speak with one voice, then una not seem for the move forward. What you go recommend say na the solution for let peace there within the committee?
It is very clear, my brother and I know that one. Let us shelve from this cabal issue. Let us shelve ourselves from Huda for be flag bearer. Hey, Sam Suman be flag bearer, the supporter. Hey, Samuel can be flag bearer, the supporter. Hey, Richard
so now the problem,
that's the problem. The problem is some few people just feel say this should be the flag bearer and we should go by him. No, let us create a level playing ground. Let us accommodate everybody. The more the merrier. Let us make the party open and accessible to everybody. And Honorable here knows that this is the core thing as Abian for. So that is why when they say Honorable, don't go just tight himself in one small little corner. I begin to ask myself, why is Honorable going this way?
Many thanks
because
to you,
Abdul Karim Kamara, I know.
Many thanks
He's
to you,
a selfless person who believes in his core values of independence.
Alright, many
but
thanks
I don't know why he has mortgaged all that one.
Many thanks to you for that recommendation the way you don't make. And I come
he has mortgaged all that one.
So Honorable Abdul Karim Kamara, now waiting you to recommend as solution for let peace there within the committee for let una continue for work as one. Your recommendation, please.
No, I had a camper now. My first recommendation are the fact say people need to understand what's the circumstance in the ruling and what's the instructions in the ruling. What's my brother read? Not just the circumstance will lead to the ruling. You know, 59 and 60, the lawyer need for no say those are the circumstance of in the ruling. Waiting lead to waiting make the judge say where you go further, we say for putting on the agenda, we deal with the membership issue. But if the lawyer they use the circumstance for as the ruling today, it look like say I'm a better lawyer today.
You see?
So your recommendation as to this interim transition committee for peace. Your recommendation, quick one.
Waiting to be a recommendation for peace.
And I never feel sick can be so that person. To be honest. For everything you have to have
give me your recommendation.
The judge there will get basis on which they make judgment. I told you that 59 are some of the basis on which the judge make decisions.
No, you say that you quote some.
I tell you, say look at the judgment of the judge. Look paragraph 59.
I want let me
let
me wrap
up. So if I sit down here, you they misinform people. So
wrap up with your recommendation.
Honorable, you recommendation quick one. We not get better time
than the process. My quick recommendation is as a committee, let we do waiting go bring the party to in democratic credentials. Oh, don't fit for all these 3 years. Let we know the thing say a particular set of people they able to take over this party act against the other people. Let we do anything, let we do everything and anything we will prevent we as a party for further litigations.
What's in that thing there? What not for do?
For go according to what the judge say, stricto sensu. Also we not understand. We'll go according to what the PPRC will say and the guidelines. Also will not understand them. We have legal-minded people. If I can make more say most of the senior lawyers in this country now APC get them. But let's send me last word to the people. The people who get the APC, the grassroots, the market women, the lawyers, the teachers, we get this APC. For me, I think it is time for let them stand firm and ensure say few people we get personal interest in person, not kill party for we.
Many thanks for joining at the program this morning. Honorable Abdul Karim Kamara, very quickly.
Just a quick one. To be honest, the way forward is this. Let us shelve ourselves from our individual sentiments and let's put the party forward. But however, Honorable AKK, at the time I said next time if you not get better issues to debate, then you stop for attack.
Many thanks to Hon Abdul at the program this morning.
This is very absurd of him. This is punching below the belt.
Alright, the program.
This is very undone for him.
Naya the program. Good morning, Salon Golefona today. Many thanks to the studio guest them. We been get Abdul Karim Kamara Esquire. He be represent publicity team. Now the interim transitional governance committee na the APC, and also we been get Honorable Abdul Karim, and also we been get Honorable Abdul Karim Kamara member na the ITGC.